Hey everybody, Robbie Grimes here. With the election just a few days away, I just wanted to take this opportunity to touch base with everybody and discuss some of the issues that I've been talking about during my campaign. Now, with that said, I'm not here to take away from anyone's accomplishments. That's not what I do. That just creates further division and further negativity in our community, and that's something that our community does not deserve. I was raised that you can disagree with someone respectfully and still shake their hand before you walk away. And that's the type of leadership that I'll bring to the table. But I do want to say a few things that uh, the community's been telling me. And, uh, but I'd like to say I don't want to be a sheriff that's just serving on one front. I want to be on all fronts. I don't want to be a single solution sheriff. And the war on drugs is very important. It's a war that needs fought. It's a war that I will continue to fight. But we have so many other issues in our community that need attention. We have the outbreak of burglaries and thefts in our community that are the cases are still open on. They're not being closed. We have domestic violence orders that are not being served. Um, we don't have enough deputies out patrolling at any given time. I've heard uh, I've heard in some cases just two deputies were out patrolling, and this is a big county, and I think we need more than just two. Um, the response time, which obviously if you just got a couple out, the response time is going to be significantly lower than what people expect, and that's just some of the issues that I've been hearing in our community. And those are issues that I will address that I will fix if elected sheriff. And another thing that I've talked about a lot, if you followed me at all, um, is the sheriff's kids camp. I'm all about the youth. I think the youth is where everything starts. I think that we need to do more for them. They're kind of being uh, forgotten a little bit, and that's why I've talked about the kids camp for months now. That when I got the idea, and I'm not talking about just 1 week out of the year. I'm hoping this will spawn relationships that last a lifetime. Um, I'd like to get a big brother, big sister type of thing going out of this, and I think it's real important to note that with the sheriff's kids camp, we have more grandparents now raising their grandkids than ever before, and it's sad. A lot of that's to do with drugs, and I think that if we don't connect with our youth and we don't try to break that cycle with our youth, it's just going to continue, and it's probably going to get worse. And that's why I really want to put as much effort into our youth as I possibly can, because they're important to me. They're going to be the leaders. When we're sitting at home retired, they're going to be the ones leading our community. And something else to note: a lot of the grandparents that have retired that are having to raise their grandkids, they're having to go back to work to be able to meet that financial responsibility to help raise them. And those are just a few things to remember. But the sheriff's kids camp, just to briefly touch on my idea of it, will be a faith based program, and obviously it'll be drug education will be a huge part of it. But we're going to do some outdoor activities, maybe fishing. Uh, Y'all know I love horses. I love to ride. I have horses. I might bring Bo out there and lead them around on him or let them pet on him or something like that. I just think we need to connect with our kids. We need to find some way to connect with them and mentor them and be there for them. And not just for that 1 week, like I said, but be there from now on. Build those relationships. I want to establish relationships with them that if they run into a peer pressure during the summer or school or whenever, if they don't have anybody else, they can call me or they can call their big brother or big sister. That's ultimately the goal that I want from this kids camp to where they have somebody to reach out to help them when they're being bullied or being pressured to do something that they know they shouldn't be doing. And that's just one of the biggest passions, I guess, that I have for what I'm wanting to do. Um, I've talked about my experience. If you've uh, watched any of my videos or anything, I do have 25 years of experience. And, I've always known that I wanted to be sheriff someday. I mean, I don't remember a time where I just woke up one day and said, hey, I want to be sheriff. It's something that I've always wanted to do. And I've tried to mold and model the way I went about my career after, with the forethought of, hey, one day I'd like to be sheriff. I'd like to run for sheriff, hopefully win for sheriff. So every opportunity I got to move up the ladder, I took that opportunity. Not only just to serve my community in a bigger role, but I took that opportunity to learn, to educate myself on what the responsibilities of that role is, because I just felt obligated that if I wanted to be sheriff someday, I should know how to do those jobs. And I don't say that in an arrogant way. I don't say it, I'm not bragging or anything like that. I'm just saying, every time I got an opportunity, I took that opportunity because I felt obligated. I felt it was my responsibility to learn that. If I wanted to be something bigger, then I needed to know how to lead a person that served under me in that role. And that's why I've done that. So every time I went from bailiff to patrol sergeant, lieutenant, captain, major, I've served in every capacity. So I know how to do the job. And I also, I'm not saying that because I feel entitled. I don't feel entitled at all. I feel that if I'm elected, it would be a privilege for me, the privilege of a lifetime for me to be able to fulfill that role and serve my community in that role. It's something that I've wanted to do for years, and it's something that I think I'll love and enjoy doing. And I've always been a public servant. I've always served, even before I was an adult. I served at the fire department, so it's just ingrained in me. Public service is just part of who I am. And I'd just like to humbly ask you for your support and for your vote. It would be of the privilege and the honor of a lifetime for me to be able to fulfill my dream as being your sheriff. And so I ask humbly on May 19th that you'll vote for me, Robbie Grimes, for Laurel County Sheriff. And I appreciate everyone that watched this video. And God bless you all. And we'll see you on Election Day.